This is CyberSound, your simplified and fundamentals-focused source for all things cybersecurity.
Welcome to CyberSound. I'm your host, Jason Pufahl, joined today by the CEO of TBNG Incorporated, Michael Grande. Hi, Michael.
Hello, good afternoon.
So thanks for joining the podcast, although I will say in reality, it's our podcast, right? But you've got some exciting news today.
I do, and I'm really excited to be here. Excited to talk about a big brand announcement between TBNG Consulting and Vancord moving forward. We'll be moving forward under one name, under Vancord, and the mission, vision, and values that will carry us into the future. I'm really excited to talk about and share today. It's important to look at about how far we've come and honor where we are today. And I think there's so much information that we can share and exciting information about where we're moving.
Yeah, and I think the evolution of this, for me personally, is really something to behold. Like, you've been in business 17, 18 years. I joined 3.5 years ago to start Vancord, right, the security side of the business. It's really exciting to see, frankly, our recognition as a company of where, really where this needs to be and really where we need to take it in terms of the combination of the two sort of business models and the combination of infrastructure and security.
Absolutely. Founded in 2005 by Jeff Grande and Mike Paone. And, we've been able to really successfully build on their vision over the past 17 years. And to see where we are now with our size, our employee base, our scope of services is just really an incredible thing. And moving forward, we're just so excited about this integration and singular brand.
It really makes me think a little bit about kind of why is this important to us, frankly, right? I think there's the us, and then there's ultimately what's important for our customers that we'll get to. It really feels like a success to me, where you recognized the need to build an information security practice 3.5 or 4 years ago. And here we are now talking about how it really is the foundation of the organization, right? That underpinnings for everything we do is going to be based on a security first mindset.
Absolutely. Building great teams is really at my core belief of management. I think, great teams are able to accomplish great things. We've been lucky, as I said, to have a wonderful vision over several years, and looking forward, realizing that we've got this, incredible managed service practice that we've grown for, 17 years, and this added amazing information security practice. The integration of those two is really what will move us forward and create great things. Primarily, as our teams get to work together, what we can do and what we can accomplish is really stratospheric. We're able to essentially use it as a force multiplier in all things that we do. And that's what's most exciting.
This process has really given us an ability to take a look at, the company as a whole, and not simply our services, but really who we are as an entity, right? What's our mission? What's our vision? What are our core values? And I think it's probably worth spending a little time on all of those, because I think they're going to permeate our culture, and I think our clients are going to get a lot of value out of that new sort of foundational way of thinking for us.
Yes, for sure. I'm really excited that this effort, and it truly is an effort, has given us the opportunity to redefine our mission and vision and essentially set forth our core values moving forward. So our new mission is to empower innovation through secure solutions that protect and support our clients' future. Our new vision is a really exciting one. Of course, it has to be big and audacious. We're global defenders in a world where good wins. And as someone who had a lot to do with that, I'm interested in your take on that vision.
So we did toss around a lot of, I'll say, a lot of visions where we had really large multi-syllable words that I think sounded great, but didn't roll off the tongue. And for me, I feel like it really is simple. Every time I do a security awareness presentation or even talk on this show, I feel like I'm living in a world of doom and gloom, right? It's threat actors, it's attacks, it's response. And in a lot of ways, I just love the simplicity of, where good wins, right? Where ultimately sort of succeeding from the defense side and actually getting to a point where, people are secure, businesses are functioning, and that sort of daily threat of sort of that unknown attack is largely gone. So I love the simplicity of it personally.
And it's so true. And we see it in so many different levels of engagements with clients. Unfortunately, we see it all the time from an incident response perspective, where clients feel defenseless. They're looking for, the white knight to roll in and save the day. And I think that to a certain extent, that vision really brings that thought across, and we're going to deliver on that service for sure moving forward.
And who doesn't want to feel like a superhero?
Absolutely.
which I do every day. This process was interesting to me because it not only did it give us an opportunity to talk about that mission and vision, but then we said, who do we want to be as a company, right? Let's really discuss that set of core values that, it probably set forth 17 or 18 years ago and maybe not as formally revisited until now. And I think, we spent a lot of time on that and came out, I think, with 5 specific values that we're going to try and hold ourselves accountable for as a company. Absolutely.
And one of the most exciting parts of this entire process was thinking about, all the stakeholders of the organization, all of our employees, all of our business partners, and everyone who every day thinks about Vancord and is putting clients first and coming up with unique solutions to deliver exactly the services and the solutions that we're seeking to do. I really enjoyed this process. I'll start with brilliance. We've talked about how talented our team is and how exceptional teams do exceptional things. Well, we are experts and innovators, and we take tremendous pride in our work. I feel as though all of our clients will agree with that notion and understand that we're always looking out for their best interests, and we've got that technical talent, that human emotion, all of those intangibles that go along with a great client experience sort of captured in brilliance for sure.
The next 2 actually are probably the most meaningful to me, which are creativity and virtue. Not every client is the same, and I think we do an outstanding job of just talking to each client, figuring out what their challenges are, and designing solutions that are going to sort of reduce the concerns they have, whether they're security concerns or maybe they're simply network availability or server stability, right? Whatever those are, we talk about their needs and identify solutions that are going to solve them. And then second is virtue, and it's incredibly important to me that we interact with every client honestly and transparently and collaboratively, right? The only thing that we have, actually maybe there's 2 things, right? I think there's reputation and then there's talent. The reality is reputation is incredibly important. Doing the right thing for the client is incredibly important to me, and interacting honestly. So I'm really happy with those 2.
And one of the wonderful aspects of this integration, especially from our service lines, is the 4th, which is affirmation. Working together collaboratively and respecting each other and the integrity of our work. Everyone has a voice, and it's important to listen to diverse perspectives and gain understanding and perspective on how each member of our team, our clients, approach different issues and problems and how we solve them. And feeling that structure and that support is such a big deal. So affirmation is such a big piece of that for me. And lastly, opportunity. Opportunity for our hard work and our ambition really to set forth what's possible, what's new, what can we do next. As we create and hold space for others to grow, both internally and externally. This is a great example, this CyberSound podcast, right? Something that we never thought of before. It's a way to not only increase our audience, but really important topics that matter to our clients and to our friends and those close to us that are interested in this area, technology and security. And so these types of opportunities moving ahead are really exciting.
Yeah. And our internal opportunities are going to be incredibly important to me, because I think the best way to attract good talent is to have that talent understand that within the company there's opportunities to grow, and they might be small. I'm honestly looking over here at Shane, who's serving as a sound engineer for us. A part-time sound engineer for this, but it's a small thing, right? We made a shout out. You answered that call, and I appreciate that. And I think it's the little things combined with sort of bigger career opportunities that I really want to make sure 2022 and beyond bring everybody. So this is a question that I actually had a hard time trying to figure out, which was, how did this happen and what was the catalyst? Because I know, you and I chatted about it a lot over the last couple of years. And I'd say we bounced back and forth around, should we become a single entity, Vancord? Should we remain two different divisions? Is there value to it? I'm interested in your perspective on how we actually got here.
Well, time and the ability to look back and examine what works and sometimes what doesn't work is a great benefit. And I think for the organization to see that the opportunities working together were far greater than those if we remained sort of two distinct divisions. The opportunities to not only work together and have our teams more cooperatively function in different engagements, but to also build out that product set for our clients. We had to be creative with that and integrating the two lines, moving forward as one brand and one identity was really the way to make that happen. But you're right. It took some time. It took a few years of a few iterations. But I'm so pleased with where we are now.
So I always feel like it's important to mention to people that we were two divisions intentionally, right? We started this endeavor with the idea that we wanted a security organization that offered, call it, gap or remediation related advice, and an infrastructure entity that could actually help fulfill some of that. And we really thought originally that was going to be really important to our clients, right? That they would want two separate entities. And I think what we really have discovered was it's more important for the majority of our clients to feel like they've got a single entity with a broad set of capabilities across both that security and infrastructure space. And they frankly liked the ability to bring support and capabilities across both of those, right? So this is as much a client experience as it is sort of the opportunities internally as well.
And our ability to sort of break down those indirectly created silos and boundaries that we may have unintentionally established, breaking those down and allowing clients to have sort of the full breadth of services available was truly the right move in moving forward.
Ultimately, I think for all the benefits it'll provide us internally, right? This is largely done to provide a better experience for all of our customers. And so I think it's really valuable to at least spend a couple of minutes on, what does it mean to you, right? The listener here who is hearing us talk about the changes that we're making. And I think they're going to manifest themselves in, I'd say, three distinct sort of service areas, right? We're going to build practices around the idea of manage, defend, and respond. We've done all of that for the last 4 years. Certainly the say defend and respond side of things, but I think we're going to integrate our practices such that we really maintain that infrastructure side to make sure that we build networks that are scalable and reliable, right? Implement all those sort of infrastructure building blocks that everybody needs to be able to roll into the office, or frankly nowadays, right, stay at home and connect with all of their peers reliably and sort of robustly every day. But then build that sort of defend sphere, right? The how do you make sure you know what your security risks are, and how do you build a plan to address all of those risks over time? And it may take time to deal with that, but that defend category, right? Making yourself as secure as you can. And then, of course, we've dealt with plenty of clients that have had incident response or security incidents where we've come in and done the response for that. You have to have a respond component of your business nowadays. And I think we're building that out as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of value for clients in those three tiers. Absolutely.
And one of the things, we touched on it briefly early on, especially with regards to our mission, was sort of that enabling our clients to move forward with secure solutions, right? Empowering innovation. Being a business enablement tool for our clients and allowing them to grow. Our growth over 17 years is directly associated with the growth of so many of our clients. And we've seen that sort of scalability really be a meaningful and impactful driver for business and success. And so being able to do that and integrate a wonderful security offering and new services that, frankly, maybe 5 years ago, we didn't even really think were possible. I'm so excited for that, for the benefit of our clients, and really letting them focus on what they need to do and to grow their business and be successful, whatever their organization is.
So I do think in the future, you and I should talk a whole separate podcast around what's the process of combining two entities into a single one, right? Because there's a lot more, I think there's a lot more to that, frankly, than I ever thought there was going to be.
We may need more than 10 or 15 minutes for that. So that may be a multi-session podcast, but for sure. And, obviously getting great advice and guidance. And we have a wonderful board who's stuck with us and offered us, tremendous insight and both industry related and market related, and having access to that brain power and a team that wants to deliver all the time has really been one of the most sort of remunerating aspects of this entire endeavor. Moving forward, we will have it'll be a new look, and I'm excited to share that and talk about that briefly. Our visual identity for so many years was from the MSP perspective and infrastructure, TBNG Consulting was a logo that actually Mike Payon developed when the business began. And it was really exciting and wonderful, and adorned all of our shirts for many, many years. We've got a lot of TBNG Consulting gear out there for sure. Also very exciting when Vancord was established several years ago. Unique ID and logo and name for sure. And moving forward, what we've done was integrate those two things, understanding that the Vancord name is synonymous with security, and that's a leading focus for us moving forward. And pulling in the legacy of a great visual identity that we've established and color combinations with our shield. It's going to be a new look, but it will be a familiar look, and we're really excited about that.
And just the amount of time and attention it takes to say, how do you blend the original entity with the new entity and make everybody feel like they have had a voice, right? And that they're represented. And it is amazing how tied both internal people and, frankly, clients are to, hey, I'm familiar with that look, or I understand what that logo is going to be, and trying to tie in elements from both. So clients will definitely see the new name, Vancord. They'll see the Vancord shield and the traditional TBNG Consulting sort of blue colors, which in my opinion really manifest in a much more sort of professional and sort of forward-looking feel than we had with either set of icons individually.
Absolutely. And Vancord means its origins is vantage and concord, right? So vantage to have unique perspective, and and that means so many things, whether it's in a client relationship or internally. And concord is harmony and partnership. And I think that name moving forward does mean so many things for the organization. It's not just the visual identity, which is an exciting piece of it. It does harken back to our newly established mission and vision and our core values, and just so excited for what this means and where we're going.
So am I. So, I'd like to take a second and thank all our existing clients for being clients for so long. And we hope that everything that you've heard today on the podcast resonates, and you're more excited to potentially work with us. And anybody new, of course, who heard this, we're a company that can do security and infrastructure with the best of them. And I think we're going to continue to grow. And there's a lot more exciting services that we're going to be pushing out over the next year. We're going to try to do our best to keep LinkedIn up to date with announcements and information relative to CyberSound going forward. So, search Vancord on LinkedIn, join the newly expanded community, follow us to get the latest trends, best practices, offerings. We'll do giveaways periodically. I think you can expect, even in the next CyberSound podcast, some exciting giveaways there. So stay tuned for that. And with that, Michael, I appreciate you joining. It's an exciting time. I'm thrilled to be part of this announcement.
Thanks. Wonderful being here. Great telling and sharing this story, and very excited for all things to come.
And thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you.
Stay vigilant. Stay resilient. This has been CyberSound.